In this episode, the ROUSes take a high-speed chairlift to the top of the Angel Fire Ski Resort.
Then, we stumble onto what may just be the prettiest stretch of highway in the state. Stick around. Hi, we're John and Tandy, two retirees who are hiking, paddling, and eating their way across America, one road trip at a time. Come join us on our road trips of unusual size.
We're in the middle of a multi-month trip that we're calling the Summer Loop.
This is our last week here in northern New Mexico, and we're trying to pack in all the adventures that we can.
So, we headed down the road to Angel Fire and jumped on a very fast chairlift. It raced us up to 11,000 feet so we could tackle a hiking trail at the top of the resort. The views up there were purported to be excellent, and they conveniently placed a cafe at the end of our trail. This is what it looks like up there.
The views from the deck at the Summit House Cafe were pretty amazing, and we could see for miles. Let's point out some important terrain. This view looks due north toward Eagle's Nest Lake in the distance. And right here is Baldy Mountain, and it towers 12,500 feet. The significance to us is that our two sons have been to the top of it. Back in their scouting days, they went on a high-adventure trek to the top of Baldy Mountain. We stood there for a while wondering what it took for them to make it all the way up there.
When it was time for our descent from altitude, we headed back over to the chairlift. And let me tell you about this lift. That day, up and down the mountain, we rode the famous Chili Express. This is one of the longest and fastest quad chairlifts in North America. Having ridden on a few chairlifts in our time, we were shocked by how fast it went, and we held on tight. We'll go ahead and show you the entire ride down the mountain, but we'll speed it up even more to save some time. Hang on!
On the way down from the summit, we talked about what we wanted to do in our last few days in the Taos area. Tandy suggested that we hunt around in the mountains to see if we could find a certain place that had lifelong significance to her. So we immediately started planning for that road trip.
After driving up and down roads for a while, we found the place that we were searching for. This is the beautiful camping area my family traveled to almost every summer when I was growing up. Many fun family memories came flooding back to us as we made this drive. And then, on the way back to our Taos base camp, we made a surprising discovery. We may have just found the most beautiful drive in New Mexico.
Yep. Now, we've taken some scenic drives on this trip. The drive up to the Taos Ski Valley, the Turquoise Trail, that drive up into the Santa Fe National Forest. But today's drive seemed to top them all.
Here's a map of this drive, and we'll show you just tiny bits of this scenic highway. If you ever want to take this drive, here's how you do it.
Get yourself to the Sipapu Ski Resort on New Mexico 518. Start by eating green chili cheeseburgers at Sipapu's Creekside Deck. Then drive at least 12 twisty miles north on 518 toward Taos.
This is probably our favorite drive in the state. Here's a short clip of what it looks like. If you want to see more, you'll need to come here and drive it. When we got back to Taos, we headed to our favorite coffee shop, the Espresso bar at the Taos Valley Lodge.
As we planned our upcoming base camp move to Carlsbad, we shared the sentiment on their wall. We'll be back. What's next for us? Well, we're headed south to see the sights of southeast New Mexico. At our first stop, we visit a great waterfall and a rattlesnake visits us. Then we head deep underground to explore Carlsbad Caverns. Join us next week as the adventure continues.